Hey everyone, Tech Steve here. First time I've done a live stream in probably over a year. So I just wanted to get on here and talk about Black Friday and we'll just go through some websites and stuff like that. So right now, 6 people on there. If you want to, just go ahead and show me your questions and things like that. And again, this is going to be something new for the channel. I have a second studio now, and this is going to be one of the studios I'm going to use for live streaming in the future. So, 11 people on here right now. I really appreciate you guys showing up. And just so you know, I just dropped a video on a Hisense A7N, and that's live right now. And you can go check that out. So, yeah, doing live, this is kind of interesting, especially if you're new at it, just like me. And I'm gonna do my best here to make sure that everything goes smooth as possible. And the more that we do this, the better it will get. While we're waiting for more people to join, let me kind of give you a journey of how I got to this point of having a second studio. So, back in the when I first started this channel, I was really doing it out of a bedroom, and basically, when you do TV reviews, you just literally run out of space. It just becomes so much that you just need a storage for it. So I started renting storage, and then I decided to rent a studio space, which is I call it Studio One, and that studio I set up just to be more like a TV setup. So I am still tweaking it out, but up there we have a computer as well as the different screens I put in. I put a 100-inch screen in, and we'll go from there. So, yeah, from time to time, I will show these comments. Um, so, what did I think about the S90D may drop farther? In my opinion, I recommend just buy your television from places like Best Buy, Amazon, or even Walmart because those particular stores will do price matches. And generally, at this time of year, a lot of times they have return policies that go way until like January or something like that. So price drops, that's just something that's unknown. And even if you see a better price, I mean, we're not going to be talking hundreds of dollars. You're talking 50, $75 because I think Black Friday used to be one of those things that people really went out and did. And now it's just become like just an everyday sales day. So, yeah, back into the quick story here. Got the second studio set up and again ran out of space. And I want to do podcast and live stream and have another studio for Justin, my assistant, who's going to start making videos for the channel. I noticed that I do like TV videos, and we just want to bring in some stuff like headphones, portable speakers, things like that. So, with that being said, 19 you guys have joined me. I really appreciate it. You can ask questions. Not sure I can answer all of them, but I will do my best. And this is so cool to finally be on here live again. So we'll just go ahead and jump into it. I have a screen share here that we're going to be doing. So the Black Friday sales right now that I'm going to focus on is Amazon, Best Buy, and we'll focus on Walmart as well. So let me see if I can figure out this software. All right, so presentation. Sorry for the delays here. Again, new at this. All right. So just so you know, I did put links in the description below. So if you want to go check out anything that I'm talking about, you can go down there. And keep in mind, these are affiliate links. These type of things help basically fund the channel and help me bring out more TVs because I'm going to show a lot of new TVs next year. And I am going to be going to CES next year as well. And that's a consumer electronics show over in Vegas. So, all right, now we got this screen up here. All the links I have in the description will go directly to the website. So first thing, we're on the Best Buy's website. And again, there's so much on here. I'm not going to go through everything, but we'll at least take a look. So one thing I want to point out here is that the way this channel works is that let's just be real. Links help pay for the existence of most YouTube channels. If you decide to purchase from the links, then it helps us out. If you decided not to, that's okay as well. But just kind of give you an idea how that works as far as keeping YouTube channels going. Now, the thing about Best Buy is they have this only Best Buy. And what they do is they get exclusive models. Like if you see here, this is a DU 6950. And I think they do that so people don't price shop them. So they keep their prices in line. And that same thing you're going to get at warehouses like Costco and things like that. So let's go through these deals here. So looking at this 75-inch, is it a good deal? It's $200 off. Doorbuster, yes. I mean, think about years ago, 75 inches used to be very, very expensive. Now they're pretty reasonable. If you think about old technology, newer TVs, you're going to get a pretty good TV. Now, I did do a video on the 6900, and I thought that TV was pretty decent, but I will not say that it's going to compete with the DU 7200, which is a much better TV. So if you got a TV like that, things to look out for is that some of those have Supreme local dimming or Samsung's local dimming. So you might get some gray areas, not going to be like the blackest TV on the market. Over here, sorry about that. Now we do have this F series F35. I think that's a pretty good deal. If you look here, it's almost half off. So 55-inch TCL, half off, no brainer. Plus it's direct backlights, which is going to give you better contrast. The B4, $599. Seems like it'd be a pretty good TV. I do believe this TV is around 600 nits of brightness. And, back in the day, I thought TVs were bright enough, but I guess nowadays we got to have 10,000 nits to make sure that we get the best picture quality nowadays. Another thing I want to show you is, see here. I should have had this signed up. This is a website I use. It's called Display Specifications. I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that, but this is what I use to kind of figure out some stuff on TVs. And it is loaded with ads, just so you know. So let's go over here, and you can go up here to the top and you can type in B4. And I think that was a 48-inch. So if we go over here and click on it, some of these are UK models, some of them are United States, but you're going to get 120 hertz. And you can tell that it's not a United States models because of these dB signals. But let's see if we can find out the nits on it. That's a good thing that it is a 10-bit panel, and that's going to bring in a lot more colors. But yeah, this one doesn't have the nits rating on it. But I think 500 or 600 nits is pretty decent, especially if you're not spending a ton of money. Now, I think this is a good buy. This is the S84D. That's not a model I've heard of, but again, Best Buy exclusive. They basically have their own branding on it. Almost half off, 77-inch. That seems like a good deal to buy. 32-inch. I don't know. A lot of people want 1080p TVs anymore. I think it'll be a good, TV for bedroom or kitchen, but not in general. Let's see here, the S90D. That's $300 off. Will this TV go any lower? Not sure. Not sure. I mean, $300 off, Black Friday deal. If anything, I would say $12.99 would probably be the best case scenario if that's the case. Let's see here. So Crazy John. So what I think about TCL C650 at the moment, 69 is lowest Friday. So keep in mind the C series is not sold in the United States. I know that a lot of people watch me across the world, which is good, and I appreciate that. But unfortunately, I don't get a chance to, check out some of these TVs that you guys have. And if you go in here into this website here. Again, it's not something that's registering. So usually what that means, it's not a mainstream model. They have pretty much everything I've seen in here as far as United States models, or but they don't have a lot of separate models there. But yeah, good question. If it goes down to 538, I'm assuming that's a 6 series, and I think it'll be just fine. Last year I did do the Q60C here in the United States, and I thought it was a great TV. Some things you're gonna look for is, does it have any type of local dimming, whether it's, you know, 28 zones or 500 zones? If it has that and it has a QLED technology, I think you'll be fine. And if you've been following the pricing and things like that, and it seems to be a good deal, then I say go for it. Okay, there it is. It is a UK TV. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys over the UK, across the pond. Some people may say, just wish I had more of the models they have. And a lot of companies like Hisense, instead of using Google TV over there, they use Vita, which I did review one TV with Vita, and yeah, you guys are hurting over there. You guys are hurting over there. Uh, so okay, now we got the 100-inch Q7, QD7. I think that could be a good TV. The QD7 is QLED. The only thing I always look at, if it's not mini LED or OLED, you might encounter some gray in the black levels. Let's see here. But I'm not going to pull that up. But yeah, I think that'll be a decent TV. 1599, 100-inch. I'm sure it's going to be better than the average projector screen. We got the LG over here, 98-inch, 2400. Yeah, that looks like a pretty good deal. Now, sometimes these, I remember I did I think it was a UQ 9000. It was a pretty decent TV, but the one I did was a edge lit television, which I don't really mind edge lit myself. Depends on the technologies that's behind it. So $1,500 off seems like a pretty good deal. Now, Insignia, 70-inch. I mean, come on, $369. Really think it makes me think about my mother. Last year, the TCL had, I think, a 65-inch for $229. She almost lost her mind. She went and got that television, and yeah, she's happy with it. And I went to visit her back from the East Coast, where I'm originally from. Yeah, I can be country, but I was looking at it. I was just looking at all the flaws in the backlights and things like that. But you gotta always think about when you buy the TVs: is it for yourself? Is someone else? And if I never owned a Ferrari, I would never know what the Ferrari feels to drive. All right, so we got another question over here about the QM 755 499 on your back patio. That was a no-brainer for me. Now, if you're gonna put TVs on your patio, let's check out something here. Now, you guys probably won't do this, but I do recommend it. Get you one of these guys right here. And the reason is that even though you might have an eave out there, you still have weather conditions. Buy you something that can go around the TV and secure it. Uh, so it's going to be more weatherproof. So when you're not watching it, it's just sitting out there. Things do get rusty. So just take that in consideration when you have a TV that's outside. I had a buddy had one, and yeah, it rusted out, and that was it. Oh, and you got you one. Okay, okay, you got you one. Good job, Kenneth. I mean, Keith. Sorry about that. Good job, Keith. All right, so I'm just looking through here, see if anything stands out. This Sony Bravia X90L, beautiful TV, beautiful TV. In fact, I get a lot of loaners from Sony. I don't actually own them, and they never picked it up. It's still in my storage, so maybe I'll do maybe a Bravia 9 versus the X90L, which probably just be not even worth doing because I know the Bravia 9 is going to be so much brighter. But yeah, that's a good TV. I really like the X90L. Okay, let's see here. Okay, Nicholas. Hey, Steve. Walmart and Sam's Club has Vizio 4K limited edition. I did see that on their website when I was kind of putting this together, and I don't know what is limited edition. You get more ads. Is it a good picture? I'm not sure what limited edition is. And for those who don't know, Walmart did purchase Vizio, and I think Caleb from Digital Trend was showing that. Yeah, there's a lot of ads and things like that that's going to be on those type televisions. So, yeah, I like the fact that Walmart purchased them, but I don't know if it's just me, but I pay for ad free because even though my YouTube channel thrives on it, I think if you don't want to see ads, it's not like watching just regular TV without ads popping up every second. All right, so back to this. Now, I did a frame TV video. The thing is about frames is that they're cool looking TVs. Unfortunately, I never had one here in the studio. And maybe Samsung, I work with them from time to time. Maybe they'll send me a television. But besides if you guys watched when I went to LA, I mean, not LA, New Jersey, and did a Samsung review like everyone else did that's in this space. Uh, yeah, besides one TV, they let me loan out the which one was it? The 90D, and that's about it. I was hoping to get my hands on the larger model. I think it was the DU 9000 or something like that, but unfortunately, we couldn't work that out. Sorry about that. I made all this stuff here, not even using it. There we go. All right, so, yeah, the C3, I think the C3 is still worth it at 18.99. Not sure if you can find the C4 for a couple $100 more. I'm gonna say go with the newer model. A lot of clicking going on here. So you can see there's 11 pages of this. Not gonna go through everything, but let's see if we can go through here and find some good deals. This DU 7200, it was a beautiful TV. I think Samsung must have did something different because when I was testing out this TV, I remember that it did support the 120 hertz at 60 frames per second. I mean, sorry, 120 hertz at 1080p. And when I went to test like the DU 8000, it did not. So I'm not sure if the panel's different, the software's different. I know you guys would probably recommend you go into like the service menu, but I don't really do that kind of stuff. Let's see here. This seems like a good deal. Now, when it comes to Samsung, anything that's D series is the newest and greatest. So definitely that looks like a pretty good deal. And if you can get your hands on an open box, hey, you can always return it. I did a video on this one, the 50-inch, the UT, is it? I'm sorry, I'm thinking about a different TV. Yeah, that's a basic LG. I don't know. I don't know what's happening to LG. I just think they're just really focused on QNED, and I think they're focused on OLED. So they're basic TVs, not too excited. All right, so G4, that's a good deal, $800 off. But look at this, open box. You're probably gonna not be able to get access to it. And I thought about getting these. This is the QD5, and there's a QD7. The problem is again, this is Best Buy only. So if I was to make that video and someone lives in Europe, they're not going to be able to enjoy something like that. Yeah, me too, Justin. Open box, I don't really mind. I mean, I don't return TVs. It's probably crazy of me because I buy a lot of TVs. I probably purchase 20 to 25 TVs a year, and I keep them all. And sometimes I sell them, Facebook Marketplace, half off or something after I get done with them. But yeah, that's crazy. All right, so but yeah, I'm just looking through here. It's nothing crazy popping out at me. I mean, if you guys had any deals that you found is beyond belief, please share those. But right now, it looks like a lot of the same stuff. Not really crazy good deals. Let's see, that might be a good deal right here, the Q80D. Now, you're probably wondering why I didn't pick up the Q70D or 80D this year. Quite frankly, when you buy TVs, it takes a lot to pay for them, through reviews and stuff like that, and just didn't cover itself. So I decided not to keep investing $1,500 on a TV because if I'm going to buy early, that's a lot of views just to even cover the base of it. So it's kind of like could be a loss. All right, so let's switch over to Amazon. But as far as Best Buy, I think they have some good deals. I mean, it's like if you just can dig around here and find something that's like this, ridiculous, $600 off, definitely go for it. And make sure it's a newer model because if it's an older model, chances are it's not going to be. It's probably going to be going out of into clearance, so you're not going to be able to, get all the updates and stuff as easy. So the TCL Q61G, pretty good, 299, 55-inch. Bought one for my in-laws for Christmas this year. I think 299, 299. I think that's become the standard for 55, and I really think that's going to be a pretty good deal for that. Uh, who knows? As technology gets better, I think they will eventually start making mini LED and stuff like that standard. All right, the C655. So here's a trick. If that's anything like the R655, I'm not sure what operating system is on that television, but I know I did a R655. Let me take a look at it over here. C655, and let's let's just choose a 55-inch. Okay, so depends on the size. It looks like it is a V8 panel, so 6,001 contrast ratio, which is good. A lot of TVs are only 4,001 in the budget range. It looks like a fast processor, 4-core. Now, the picture performance index, again, in the United States, we don't use that, so I'm not sure about that. Keep in mind it is 60 hertz according to this, but probably in the UK, you're going to be 50 hertz. Let's see if it has any other. Yeah, it's the new TCL manufacturer. Now, that is a 10-bit panel, which includes 8-bit or frame rate control. And keep in mind, this is not a perfect website, but it kind of gives you an idea. So what that means is that a true 10-bit panel without the frame rate control is going to give you the absolute most beautiful colors. When it comes to 10-bit or frame rate control, it does a good job, but it's kind of like it's simulating by speeding up the frames and things like that. But it's not going to be as clean as a true 10-bit panel. So just keep that in mind. But again, direct, and also we got 450. Looks like lumens of brightness. That seems like an average TV. I mean, just by looking at all the specs here, if you was to get a 65, I personally probably wouldn't invest no more than probably about 4 to 550 in US dollars on something like that. Let's see here. Yeah, that seems like a pretty good deal. Crazy John here, 75-inch, $550. I think anything you can get the 75 that's under $600 is just a crazy deal, as long as the TV looks good. Okay, Avenue 77. What do you think about AV receivers will drop in Friday? To be honest, my background is AV. For those who don't know, I worked at an audio video store for about 10 years. So I'm showing my age a little bit here. And we had like products like Denon, Sony ES, Pioneer Elite, uh, Nakamichi, all those things. So I do know audio pretty well, but I haven't really reviewed a audio receiver ever on this channel. So the answer to your question is, I think most people are moving to sound bars. So you might be better off looking for a older receiver that has all the features that you want and save yourself some money. Sometimes buying new on stuff like that doesn't change much might be a waste of money. Okay. So yeah, back to this TV. I think it's fair. I don't see anything that looks amazing on it. It's probably gonna be decent, and it all depends on what your requirements are. Uh, all right, so let's switch over to Amazon, and let me switch that banner out real quick. So yeah, see comments. Now I do have this thing called Stream Deck. I haven't even hooked it up yet, as far as the connection, but hopefully this is gonna allow me to just jump around a little bit easier when it comes to that. And I have a couple of things coming in. But with that being said, let's see here. Um, Justin, what happened to Harman Kardon AV receivers? It's another one, like most people jumped over to sound bars. I think they did have a few sound bars at the end, but I think some of the stuff that disappeared is coming back. But in my opinion, I think space and AV receivers, like I know I live here in San Diego, and far as a house, you're talking $1 million. So I decided to keep renting, but $1 million for a basic house, it might look ran down. So that's probably, when you think about some of the technology back in the day, they just didn't keep up. And people wanted slim speakers they can put on the wall, and they don't want to run all these wires around the room. Uh, the A6N, the A6NA. So again, I did that review, Jamie, and decent. I think I would probably. So here's the thing: the 6N is a good TV, but I think I would go with the 7N that I just uploaded video on, because it has WSC, that's wide color gamut, and I could definitely tell a difference. So I would say think about that, and you can go check out that video. It's the last video uploaded on my channel. All right, Daniel, mid-range price TV for perhaps OLED. I know a lot of people might yell at me for this, but I am not a huge fan of OLED. The main reason is because I used to have one, I'm not gonna say the brand, in my bedroom, and I'm just not used to having a TV to be so dark. At the time, now they have ones with higher nits ratings, but I like to kinda see that little bit of gray in the scenes. Right now, I'm using a Sony, which I'm using a Sony 85-inch X95L in my bedroom, and I just moved into a new place, so I'm using the Sony X77L in my bedroom, and I definitely can see the backlights on it, but I have it turned down kinda low, far as the picture quality. But OLED, I mean, I know you guys love them out there, but I know as a reviewer, I will review them if LG wants to send me one, but they're so fragile, it's almost borderline scary to try to carry them around. Uh, okay, Bose bought up Macintosh. That should be interesting. I love Bose speakers. When I was in the AV world, and hopefully Bose don't see this video, they used to say, "No highs, no lows. It must be Bose." Okay, so now let's go over here and look at Amazon. So the thing about Amazon, they don't have all the prices here. So okay, let's see the 65 U6N, 25% off. So we're looking at $497. I like the U6N. I mean, the 600 nits, the motion rate, the gaming menu, that TV is packed full of features and it performs very well. So, and if you look here, 1,000 people's purchased it over the last 30 days. So that could be a good TV to consider. If you go, I think with the 75-inch, uh, that might be an IPS panel. We're not gonna look it up here. Next, we have the 55-inch Samsung Q60D. I'm sorry, 497. 3,000 people purchased this TV. Now I love Samsung TVs. I did a review on this TV, and the thing that stood out to me about this TV is that it felt like the same TV I reviewed 5 years ago. I think it was the Q60T. Besides the interface and things like that, I just don't think they're just putting any time or effort into that particular series like they used to back in the day. But yeah, 55-inch, if you're a hardcore Samsung fan, go for it. But keep in mind, you're not gonna get 120 hertz. You are gonna get QLED with the dual backlights, which looks beautiful, but there's a lot of features you just don't get. And hopefully by 2028, some of these people will, start putting some more features in there. And by the way, this is not all about showing you Black Friday sales. This is kind of like a test for me to see how live stream works, see how many people come in, see how many people drop off. I'll look at the analytics later on. And feel free in the comments, let me know what kind of content you would like to see as far as live stream. Uh, I think it's just a way I can connect with you guys a little bit better. And again, everything I do is pretty much edited, and this is kind of uncut, which is kind of weird sometimes. Okay, so I don't know, this S5 series, $349. I think is okay. I will go with probably 6 series or higher. Getting back on that Samsung DU 7200. I think for Samsung, that's one of my favorite TVs that's not going into, the Neo QLED or any of that stuff. It's actually pretty good. Let me pull this up here. So Keith, S5 might be as good. No, because usually when you see the letters S is usually probably like a standard screen, but when you see Q is usually QLED, which means over 1 billion colors. So I think QLED is definitely the way to go. Let's see. Now here's the thing. I like both companies. A lot of you guys ask me this over this, but I almost refuse to recommend one TV brand over another unless I review them. And the main reason is that when you work with a lot of vendors, you just never know when that door is going to open. So if I get a nice TV delivered by Hisense or TCL one day, I just don't want to have conflicting information out there. Only thing I can tell you is go to display specifications, see if you can find both of them and compare the features. Again, I'm not familiar with those TVs anyway, so I couldn't give you a legit answer. Appreciate it. Is it Lim? Lim? Sorry about that. I appreciate you, and thanks for joining the live stream here. You're gonna sit there and chill with your 1080 pound. Hey, nothing's wrong with 1080p. I think if you're as a reviewer, I get to see 4K all the time, so I updated everything. So I got Netflix 4K, Prime, everything to get the best out of the panel. But I always say if you use an IPTV, it's gonna probably kill your resolution. Well, I appreciate you following my channel, and I appreciate you liking my reviews. I always wonder, like, when I do the reviews, I don't really do them in a review form. I watch a lot of the people's content sometimes, and I don't know. I was a teacher by nature, and that's kind of like how I like to do my reviews. And I really appreciate you guys supporting it. And this month so far, we're over 1 million views. Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And with this second studio and Justin helping out, I hope you like the different things we're going to bring in. I'm trying to work on some branding and stuff. Would I recommend the Hisense U7? Absolutely. It's a great television. I did do a comparison against the QM7, and a lot of people are conflicting. Hisense looks a little more natural. The QM7 looks a little bit more on the red side unless you calibrate it. So I like Hisense brand in general. They have never done me wrong. And just kind of like if you think about cars, I know Hisense do have like these, entry level models that kind of gave them a bad rep. But if you think about it, everyone's got to start from somewhere, and Hisense is getting better at what they do. And always buy extended warranty if you really don't feel that comfortable. So we'll go over a few more of these. Again, this whole live stream is just about connecting with you guys and seeing what's out there. Yeah, sorry about my voice. If you probably noticed, I uploaded 3 videos this week. I feel like I've been working nonstop, and yes, the holidays, I'm going to take 4 or 5 days off and enjoy myself. So let's see here, 20%, 30%. I'm looking for something that really jumps up. The Panasonic, I noticed a lot of my YouTube buddies did review this television, but if you look at their deals right here, 12.99, it's a little bit off. I reached out to Panasonic. Unfortunately, they didn't reply back, but it's kind of hard to get hold of their PR companies to be able to review their stuff. But maybe I'll see them at CES and get a connect. And that's going to be my thing about going to CES this year is getting some connections so we can get some other deals here because I don't mind buying TVs, but if I can get them to show you guys, why not? Hey Steve, ordered the CU 2020 on Amazon, but they sent the CU. You know, again, I'm pretty sure that's the same TV. It goes back to marketing. If you go look at Costco and you look at Best Buy and all these brands, everyone gets their model numbers changed around just a little bit, so you can't price shop them. But I'm sure the CU7 series is the same CU7 series across the board. Why would Samsung or any of these guys make more of the same TV? They just changed the box. Let's see here. And we got 17% off 85-inch Bravia 9, which is a nice television. I really like Sony TVs. I know people are saying that they do have Sony tax, and yeah, they're a little more expensive. But at the end of the day, Sony owns that movie company. They own a lot of stuff, so they take their technology and share it across the board. So Sony usually has some things that other brands don't have for that reason. All right, so I'm not seeing much on Amazon. Again, you guys can go look at my links if you want to see what I'm doing. It's in the description below. Let's see here. This might be a good deal right here. Okay, the U8N, great television, 3,000 nits of peak brightness. Got to wear sunglasses. One thing I will say about Hisense is their audio system on their mini LEDs are insane. A lot of times I'm doing demos and Justin's like, man, you testing out speakers in there? Hisense are really good. So let's go over to Walmart real quick. And let's see here. All right, so now we got Walmart up. All right, so Walmart usually has some pretty good deals. Now, interesting, I did this Hisense R series years ago, and I think people think it's the same TV as this one, but 55-inch R series, 60 hertz television, DTS studio sound, gaming mode. Seems like this is a good buy. Wi-Fi 5, 3 HDMIs. So yeah, I would think you might want to consider this one too. If you're looking at Hisense, $180. You get a 4-year warranty for $28. So if you're really worried, look at that. Click on that, check out, $130. You own a TV, good for 4 years. Can't go wrong. All right, let's get back to a couple of these questions. How's it going, Jordan? Sony A90L has 120 hertz for PS5. Yeah, it does. All the OLEDs Sony make has 120 hertz. Here's a trick though. Sony TVs in general, even their best ones, you have to use input 3 or 4. You also have to go into the menu and turn on enhanced HDMI. With those two things and the HDMI cable, you're good to go. Oh, I meant to ask you guys, does the audio and video look good on your end? How many nits do you personally like? I think 2000 is my sweet spot. 2000 nits is going to be great for just about anything because I had some other TVs and it's not on SDR. Everyday content works perfect. But the minute you want to enjoy Dolby Vision or HDR10 Plus, the minute you turn that on, TV gets so dark, that you're in there trying to mess with the adjustments. So by having at least two 2,000 nits, I think you'll have enough to fight through just about anything. The G4, two different animals. The G4 OLED versus the Bravia 9. Again, it goes back to I like both television. The G4 looks fantastic. I got to see it at the LG event last year, but I didn't go to the LG event at their facilities to go check it out more. But again, I think the thing you have to think about is, having a thin TV, inky black levels versus having an extremely bright TVs. I think there's two different use cases. Me personally, I go for the brighter television just because I can tone it down. But I know the G4 looks great, especially on demo footage that I got to check. All right, appreciate it, Justin. I've been working hard putting this all together. Tell me the best budget TV. I'm going to say the Hisense U7N or the TCL QM7. Easy peasy. Do you personally go for TVs that have Bluetooth? Here, I don't know about you, but everything has Bluetooth now. They basically make a chip that covers everything. So Bluetooth is kind of like a standard thing. So we already answered that question. Right. So yeah, back to the Walmart thing here, the R6, $180. I think is a good deal. Now, is this that TV I was talking about earlier? It's not the limited edition one. But I don't really have much history with Vizio. I did reach out to them, but they might have been in a stage of selling to Walmart at the time. The only things I would say about Vizio is that I'm not used to their interface, but it seems I have a good picture. People enjoy their televisions, and I think. Let me answer this question real quick. Yes, the CU 7000 does have Bluetooth. A lot of times, when you guys ask me questions on my app, this is what I do. I'll go in here and I'll look for it. Go down to the specs down here at the bottom. Boom. Sorry about that. And then if we go down here to the audio. Now I can't remember exactly where it is on the television. I think if you go into audio settings or something like that, you will be able to find it. I probably shouldn't be doing this part live, but just trying to look for the Bluetooth part for you just to show you that it does have Bluetooth. And now I'm going down a rabbit hole. Yeah, Samsung's website, they don't really discuss a lot of their technology. Wow. Oh, here it is right here. Missed it. Bluetooth audio. Yes. Pretty much everything has it. All right. So yeah, the Vizio, again, $479. Seems like a pretty good deal. And by the way, when it comes to Bluetooth, I recommend don't use sound bars on it because Bluetooth is a compressed compressed audio. So you will lose quality and you won't get the separation you get with HDMI or even fiber optic. How about are the good TV? Are things all right, so when I just so you know, when it comes to Samsung, they support what they call HDR10 plus. It is almost the same thing as Dolby Vision. In fact, I was on Amazon the other day, and now almost the whole Amazon movie collection supports HDR10 plus. So keep that in mind. That Dolby Vision is a standard that a lot of companies go by, but TV companies like Hisense includes Dolby Vision and they include HDR10 Plus. So you'll have basically some different uh, settings there when it comes to getting Dolby Vision kind of picture. And Dolby Atmos, they have that as well. The way you have to do it is you have to go into your audio settings and do what they call a pass through. Only thing about pass through, you lose some of the controls, but it can send a signal from your source directly out to the sound bar that you have. All right, so back on here real quick. We got the 65-inch S4. Mm, Again, for me, TCL, I want to go 6 series and higher. Personal opinion here. TCL with Roku, and stay away. Got Hisense over here. 75-inch Bravia 9, $1,600, and Roku. So there's some decent deals out there, but I think a lot of you guys already have a determined kind of idea what you want. So sometimes Black Friday deals are good, but it's kind of like if I see a card I don't like on sale, do I go get it or do I get what I want? Really be up to you. All right, let's answer a couple more questions here, and then we're going to sign off this live stream. Again, this was a test. Yeah, TCL, Hisense, some of the players out there, they make panels for everyone. And of course, if your company went out of business, they're buying a name. And I think this is a good way they can get rid of old panels as they move forward. So yes, that is possible. But that Zumo TV, stay away from it. Stay away from it. Just wasn't that happy with how that performs. Uh, so um, laughable. Okay. Well, yes, the U6 and U7N. Now, I'm talking about the N series, not the K series. There's a big difference because the U7N has, first of all, up to 144 hertz for 60 hertz. So the motion on it's going to be a lot cleaner. The second thing is that the 7 series has more local dimming zones. So you're going to get inkier black levels. Yes, don't use Bluetooth on your television to connect speakers. A lot of times you get that lip sync problem where it looks like older dubbed over movies, and it's a pain. Hey, Nathan, welcome to the channel. What's a good 70-inch TV? Try to get one for my dad. It really starts off with what brands you like. Also, 70-inch is not a standard size anymore. It's usually 65 or 75. There are a few 70 inches out there, but not a lot. As far as your budget and stuff like that, that goes into play. But again, I'm gonna say something like the TCL QM6, TCL QM6, the Hisense U6N, and you can also look at some of the other TVs on the market, but it all depends on your particular purchase. I mean, your budget, really, what it comes down to. The QD5. Let's see. I think we're done here. I just want to go through here. This is stuff you guys can look up anyway online. So let's go back to Best Buy. And we're going to look at that. The QD5. $159. Yeah, that is a good deal. It's kind of features. So it has direct LEDs, which is good. It's going to give you just a slight better black levels. Also, so that's going to depend on the contrast ratio. Let's go down here and look at the full specs. Standard features, Dolby Vision, HDR10, HLG, and just wanted to let you guys know something. If you watch some of my videos, I did mention this before. This is not real Dolby Vision. If you go to Dolby Laboratories, they probably have, $100,000 panel that they're making these color signs with. You're not gonna get it. It's just basically a condensed version of it. Let's say if you look at budget televisions or probably almost anything you look at now, let's say Dolby Vision is 100%. What we're getting on TV is a small portion of it, maybe 20%, maybe 10%. So just take that in consideration. 60 hertz, uh, yeah, go for it. That's all you need. HDR. Let's see. Yeah, 3 HDMIs. Not bad. Remember Samsung was putting two HDMIs on their TVs years ago? I think it was the something 6900T or something back in the day. Yeah, not a bad TV. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Yeah, TCL, I love their television. In fact, I'm gonna announce something probably next week sometimes, but, we'll see if we can get, some information for you, but I got some cool stuff coming down. And that's part of the reason, like, you're probably wondering that I mentioned, "Hey, we need 200,000 subscribers before the end of the year." The main reason is that I want to be able to get more access to other stuff. There's a lot of products out there, AV products. I really want to start expanding this channel to other things. Appreciate you guys watching TVs nonstop, but there's other things I need to do. All right. UR 8000. Well, I did a review on the UR 9000, and if it's anything like that TV, it's pretty good. You probably went to Costco and you saw this, and you're probably thinking, "Is this TV good or not?" Let me see if we can pull it up here. I should just bookmark this. So right before I start this live stream, I just pulled up this browser. And your 8000, let's see if it's in there. Uh, let's see what size. I don't know. Let's go for it. Let's get a 65-inch here. And then cool thing is you can add comparison. Let's do a UR 9000. Then we'll put that 65, add to comparison. And then let's see the difference between those two TVs. Again, this website is good, but it's not perfect. The great thing is you can submit different problems you're having. Okay, so it looks like a VA panel. The one I reviewed was IPS. The colors were crazy. 8-bit panel. So this website is not showing if it has frame rate control. That kind of makes it 10-bit. So even though that wasn't the case, I still thought it looked good. Let's see here. Then we have direct LEDs versus edge lit. What I'm seeing here so far, it looks pretty good on paper. So to answer your question, why not? Go for it. Looks like it had the same processor. One thing about the WebOS that's in LG's, I love all the features of it, but in my experience, it's been a little laggy on their basic models. So keep that in mind. I recommend everyone to consider buying a 4K Apple TV. Whether you're an Android or Apple fan, let's just be real. Apple, when it comes to video, they do a good job. Really good job. Let's see here. Do you think VRR is a must for gaming? I guess. I mean, well, in my opinion, variable refresh rate is basically going to adjust the frames, and some different contents, especially professional gamers, I think they love VRR because you can go from a very still scene and then jump into action. And the variable refresh rate is going to make sure that you get the most speed out of your processor, and that keeps I would think it keeps the processor from overheating and get the best out of it. So yes, if you can buy a TV with variable refresh rate, go for it. All right, couple of last things here. 29 people. Hey, not bad for the first live stream. I really appreciate that. Maybe one day we'll get up to a couple thousand. We'll see. Uh, have you gotten your TU 8000 fixed? No. I was looking at my storage the other day. I have like 30 TVs, and you know what? It has a just so you guys know, let me tell you a backstory. I got a DU 8000 from Samsung, and I was reviewing it. I thought TV looked fine, but a little bit off. People started commenting, your TV looked green. And then I end up putting it beside another TV to do a comparison. I think it was the DU 7200. Yes, that TV looked like Incredible Hulk. It's back in the storage, and I know I have a 1-year warranty on it. So when I get time, I will get to call in Samsung. Oh, I did call Samsung, but they sent me a text message. I was going back and forth, sending them pictures, and then they ghosted me. So famous words I always say, I'm over it. I set my phone down, I moved on. So yeah, I will get back to doing that. Maybe I should make a video and how to calibrate it and see if that'll take some of the green tint out of it. That'd be interesting to see if that calibration software works. Let's see here. MVP JB. I do watch a lot of cable TV. Would you go with the S90C? Cable TV. Now, I'm going to say this. It all depends on cable TV. Upscaling is good in that television, but you got to remember this. Whatever goes in, it can't make a miracle that makes it come out completely beautiful. So if you have cable TV, make sure you upgrade to their 4K cable TV and make sure that you use HDMI, I would say 2.1 cable, even if the cable box is not compatible with it, because it supports more bandwidth, and go from there. I do know a lot of companies, if this TV supports it, which I don't know, they have applications. So, for example, when I had my DirecTV demo account that they gave me for making a video for them, I would go into DirecTV's website, get my login, and then I would go to certain apps. So let's say, for example, I had Stars, download a Stars app, and then you can log in providing from your provider. You can use your provider to log in to get access to the app. That app will look better than most cable boxes because it's streaming directly on the television, especially if you have an Apple TV. Not trying to push for Apple, but yeah, they work. So I hope that helps you out. Just make sure you have a good signal and update everything. That's the thing. A lot of people are buying new TVs, but they're not updating anything and expect to get a better picture. Yeah, NVIDIA Shield, those are nice. I'm not a gamer, so I don't really mess around with it that much. Never got to the video. Got both TVs. Leave me a quick comment. I have last year model TVs and moving into these two studios. I'll be honest with you guys. I've been working around the clock and trying to get burned out, but it can't happen. So basically, I have the TCL Q6 series still. Also have the Hisense U6K, the U6N, the Hisense U7K, U7N, U8K, U8N, and I still have last year model QM8. If you guys want to see reviews on those, probably early next year, I will think about making those videos. Just leave a comment below. The problem is that if it's a 2023 model television and we're in 2025, will anybody watch? Some of those videos takes me 6 to 10 hours to make, and I would hate to waste that time on something that no one's going to show up for. All right. Last couple of questions here, and we're going to wrap up. 28 people still. The 90-inch QM7, 83-inch B4. Personally, I'm going to go with the TCL on that one. The B4 is a great TV, but you're talking about that nits difference and brightness. I think the QM7 you can dial in with a little bit of calibration, but it all goes down to personal opinion. I'm probably the wrong person to ask. You might want to reach out to my buddy Stop the FOMO. Those guys review a lot of OLED televisions, or Brian. But yeah, that'll be up to you. Hey, Remy, look for best performance 77 OLED. And I am not the OLED king. If you look through my channel, I think I reviewed 3 of them this whole year. So I do appreciate the question. Uh, but to get the best performance out of any TV, you definitely want to go ahead and make sure you have good sources. You're going to hear me say that almost every video. Make sure you have a good source. You cannot use 1080p resolution that's grainy and get the best picture quality on your television. Okay, so yeah, okay, if you want to watch it, I'll see what I can do. It's a lot of setup. About an hour to get the video ready, update, and all that stuff. But I'll see what I can do for you guys, and I appreciate it. All right. Anybody want to ask one last question before we wrap this up? Uh, anything that works on PS5 is going to work on PS5 Pro. The process and everything on the television is going to be the same. But yeah, you might want to go ahead and look up something that has high nits rating, 1,000 nits minimum, TCL, Hisense, or look into the Neo QLED Samsungs. Those are really great TVs. I think the 90D I did, fantastic, beautiful television. I'm planning on going to Black Friday. Going to the Hisense. You say, and do you like this TV 3? Yeah. Well, the 55 inch. I didn't have that television, but I know on some of these televisions, the 55 inch is not as good as the 65. Seems like the 65 is the sweet spot. So just keep that in mind whenever you looking at those TVs. Let me look it up here real quick. Q6N. Excuse me, I put Q instead of N. Q6N 55. Sorry about this, guy. It's just dead space. All right. I think this should be it right here. So we're going to add that to the comparison. 65U6N. There we go. So let's look at this real quick. All right, so both VA panels, 10-bit frame rate control, smaller TV, higher pixel density. Looks like, yeah, the brightness, contrast, all that's the same. So yeah, I think the 55 would be okay. I think it was something like the the U8N that had some problems with, was it banding on it? But I think this TV would be fine. Okay, last question here. I really like your calibration setting for TVs. Keep them up. Yes, that's part of the thing is taking these TVs out of storage and updating the calibration software. So I did portrait. So you looking to calibrate TVs. Uh, this is the software I use. It's called Calman. I mean, granted, it's very expensive. And the thing is that being a content creator, they hooked me up. So basically, I told them, you give me your best product, and when I calibrate TVs, I'll just post to your website on there. I don't get any commission or anything for that. Those settings are just for you guys. But yeah, this is the software I use. It's called the Calman Ultimate. $3,000. Crazy. G2. I just picked up the G2. Or is it G1? It's G1. So this is a pattern generator. I got. It's called the G1, and this is something I didn't have before when I was doing calibration. I just basically bought a old school one off of eBay just to test it out. But the cool thing about this particular one is that it does SDR, HDR, and Dolby Vision. So, not saying I'm going to take the calibrations all the way into that because a lot of times these videos don't get as many views, but because not everyone owns that particular TV I'm filming, so that's just something to take consideration. And then I have I think it's called H2 color checker. Part of my my bad spelling. Jeez, pretty terrible. But this H2 color checker is basically it's gonna pick up the colors off TV. It's not pulling up, but yeah, it's online. But the thing is that you could get that color checker. You can then calibrate your own television, but at the price of buying all that stuff, I don't know. Just try to use my settings and tweak them out a little bit when I start uploading those. And I do, if it's a nicer television, I will start calibrating those as mandatory with every video. One thing that I got to watch out for is that some TVs will have a built-in uh, calibration software that links with the computer, and other ones do not. So, thanks a lot for watching this live stream. Again, this was just a test, and hopefully you find yourself some Black Fridays out there. Happy holidays to you guys. Can't wait to Turkey Day, get some good food. Signing off. Peace.